planet I was, or the system I was on. So let me go back and find that. Let's see. Okay, now it was down. It was in this cluster. No, I gotta went outside of it. No. No. Oh god, this will take forever. No. Last one I can see. So, I think I've already looked at all these. Okay, this system right here forms this black hole. 1 second, I'm setting up my tablet so I can watch the broadcast and keep up with the chat. Just in case anybody actually comes in. For those of you curious about the cooldown, what was happening was I build 80 warp cells at a time, and I'd hit a freighter battle very first thing in the morning, and then I'd warp 80 solid times and nothing, not a single battle. So when you're freighter shopping, that's kind of annoying. I also noticed that I was able to reload, and when I reloaded my save, if I jumped to the same system that I'd just been in, the very same freighter would be there. So it definitely works off of a cooldown time, basically like you have roll cooldown timers in Warcraft or another. The mechanic is the same principle. You have a set amount of time, otherwise I would not be getting a freighter battle every morning. I mean, I would 20 times and get nothing, and then maybe one time you get something, but it doesn't work like that. It's every morning. And if that's in the video, it shows how I do it. And basically, what I'm looking for now, I just cannot find, and I don't know why. I don't know the reasoning behind it, how the slot system works, because I've bought 6 freighters and I cannot get above a 35 slot freighter right now. They just do not spawn. And today we'll make, like, let's see here, day 7 at 6 hours of time. I should have hit a 35 slot freighter by now. And it's, like I said, they just don't seem to exist. Maybe it's just the style and the color that I want them in. The bigger freighters seem to be lower when it comes to slots. I don't know. Okay. But yeah, I mean, that's where I'm at right now. I need a 36 slot freighter to make it worth it, and I can't find it. I played 12 hours yesterday doing this warp thing over and over and resetting, and I didn't find a single one in 12 hours. So I don't know what that's about. It's kind of annoying. This is your best shot at getting a freighter that you like. So this now, I can already tell this is a Anderson. 3 sets of quads on the bottom is the smallest nervous system. And that's basically what you do on it. Unfortunately, because of RNG with the slots, the size, the color, the more specific you are about what you want, the less chance you have of getting it. Now, if you just don't care, you can probably get your freighter up there pretty quickly. But, you know, I consider your ships part of your character, so I'm pretty picky about what I get. And like I said in the previous video, yeah, this ship here that I got, my Explorer, it took me 3 days solid, 12 hours a day of waiting for it to come into the station. So I don't know if I'm patient or crazy. Maybe both. Let's see. I'm looking for a single planet system that's Garga or something. That is not it. So back up and out. Usually I'll follow a path. If you scroll out a little bit, your stars will kind of line up like they do right in through here. And I'll follow it too from beginning to end, and then I'll pick another line. But I do not think that is the line I was following when I found that planet. It was down here somewhere. And it was a large freighter, which if I can get it would be awesome to show you guys. Let's see. No. I think this one, no, this is 5 planets back there. And system size doesn't matter. According to the freighter you're going to get, you know, you can do a 1 planet system and get the biggest type of freighter, 6 planets at this point. And slots apparently are so random that I'm never going to get a 48 slot freighter, which sucks. It's kind of disheartening after putting this much work into it. I'm not going to get one. Well, I'm not going to get one. Because then you never get it. I can tell by the size of this one, this is a 5. Yep. Now on these mothership types, you go to the side or on the bottom to count the sets of lines. 3 in each set. 5, so this one is 0. And I can't really tell what color this planet is. Yep. One second, let me adjust that side light. It's annoying the shit out of me. Jesus Christ, I think my shoulder's broken. There we go. That's better. Okay. And the process starts over. It's a pain in the butt, but it's the most control you're going to get with something like this, where it's just completely randomized. That's kind of a bump, dude. I mean, right now I'm 48 million units, and if I see this through to the end, including the 60 million units that I've already spent, it won't be a total of $1 billion. That's a bit high an estimate, but it'll still be in the hundreds of millions. So let's see. No. A lot of these are blue, and I don't have theta, so I can't go there. Which kind of stinks. That's another thing. Theta. You know, I'll work on it in another video, because usually I end up getting supplemental these passes that I just don't need. don't know if you're in here or not, but yeah, I can show you. This is the very first. This is as soon as I woke up this morning, I started playing. That's what happened. The very first word that happens, like I said, every morning. Now, throughout the day, if I warp, you know, it takes several hours to get into another one, and this is just hideous. It's a cool design, but I am just not big on powder blue. You know, I don't know if the programmers thought this game was going to be populated by 13-year-old girls, but judging from the color palettes, that's basically what they thought. A lot of pinks, light blues, pastels. I'm just not crazy. Not a fan. Pretty much tore that place up, so I'm gonna find a new line. I think this one right here will work pretty good if I can get the cursor thing to go onto the star that I want, or the system that I want. Come on. Damn it. Well, I'll take it. And, you know, I could say this is all, you know, conjecture and theory, but when it happens constantly, then it becomes fact. Then it's a rule. And I can basically do this every morning. Just log into the game, make a couple of warps, bam, I'm in for air fight. And then from there, if I don't like it, just reset, swap planets until I get the one I want. That's also the way I got a lot of the pictures of the ships that I'll be putting in the video. The game does have some rule to it. Just not much. Come on. Need that one right at the corner. Dang, God. This is so annoying. There we go. See, if I screw up the line, I end up forgetting where I went. And I'll go back to block battles that I already went to. Which basically doesn't do good, so I try to, like I said, form a line and follow. With the blues and the pinks in this game. God, I hate them. It reminds me of my daughter's room when she was 5. skip a couple here, because I don't know if I'll be able to hit that little tiny star. It's like trying to pee in the dark with the seat down. Come on. Oh, God. So annoying. Right on it, and it will not go to it. There we go. And it moved. Awesome. Spending, 300 or 400 million on this entire process, then hey, I just buy anything. Hi, Vicious. Wake up. Yeah. My cat talks to me. She's weird. Try to go a little bit further over. It seems like there are only small battles there, and really not interested. Okay, so that was 1, 2, 3, and then a little cluster. So we'll hit the fourth if I can. It's not wanting me to. There we go. All right. There we go. My cat's the nicest. That is what Iceman has as his freighter. It's the largest one of those. Alright, Vicious, that's enough. Vicious, stop. Vicious, stop. No, stop. Okay, it was 4. Now we go to 2 tiny sets. This is a pretty drawn out process, I'd have to say, but it definitely beats just warping at random. Hey, what's up, Sean? Glad you could make it in. cat right now. My daughter is up like 4 in the morning playing Smite or something. DC Universe Online or Diablo 3. I can't remember all the other games she plays. She's usually on her computer though. Skip the little one there and go to this one. Nope, I am not. Okay. Well, now it's screwed up my line. I can't really make it out. Alright. Sorry. I can't hear. I have to basically keep my tablet muted so that I don't get feedback loop through the camera since it's open mic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I said I was going to skip that down to this one, but that one is a blue star, so we're going to 7. Should be. Oh, no! Stop that. There we go. I mean, I guess I could do it like in a roulette. I'm just going to push the control left and stop when it stops. It's left, so probably do that. This is a small one, so this is a bad thing about, being picky and actually wanting to take the time to get the ship or the freighter that you're interested in, is it is a time sink. Just so you guys can see, I'll show you the freighter so damn big you can't make it work landing over the nearest space station. This thing is huge. If you count the pods count the sets of pods, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sets. This is the largest of this type, or this style of freighter. So you guys can get an idea how big these things are. My Explorer's a net compared to this thing. I mean, it's just truly nothing. There, I'm at the maximum I can back out. I've hit the camera net. That is what I'm after in a 36 slot. Okay, and jump there. Let's go jump to the next one over. Okay, I've been to this one before, so let's go jump to the next one up, which would be here. I'll jump up to this one. I'll give him another go. See if it'll let me in. This is the one that locked on me earlier. So this one may be permanently locked. I may not be able to get in at all, but I'll give it another shot. If it doesn't let me in this time, then I'll move on. And just to reiterate, I have no idea why that happens, but it happens. There are just some freighter battles, even after the battle, if you've done a perfect fight, not hit anything, it's not going to let you in. So it's best to just, try it a couple of times. If it doesn't let you in, move on. Once more. It stinks because I had some really nice freighters that I would love to have and complete the battle. Couldn't get them. So, who knows, So this one's not going to let me in, and I don't know why. It's just another one of them battles, no matter how many times you go back and fight it and fight it and fight it, the ship is just permanently locked. And man, look at it, it's huge. Super cool. Really nice freighter. It'd be really nice to be able to see if it was an upgrade for me or not. But, we have E3 coming in 6 days now, or 5 days now, so, let's all hope and pray for some news. To be honest, at this point, I would settle for, a little 5-minute talk about the bugs they're going to fix. And be willing to wait for a larger patch at a later date. was the same with the before the beginning of the line I'm currently following. I couldn't get into another ship I was battling out for down there, or up there. Okay, that one was right over here, so let's go to the end. Check out these last few and see what's up. Yeah, I'll go to that one first. You'll have like 20 ships out here, and it's almost impossible to get one shot. And it's outstanding. Is it yellow? Yeah. It's yellow. 34 and they want 20 million more than the one I already have. So, I'm not sure why that is, but I found that constantly. Same amount of slots, same ship style, and it costs 20 million units more for no reason that I can discern. It's a 26 slot yellow. Yeah, that sucks. Oh well. Move on and check out the next system. Now, usually if you're ship shopping, once you warp into an area, the ships that come into the space station are the ships that are there. Yeah, resetting it is not going to be start moving up. Yeah, I'll move up towards the black hole a little bit at a time. It's about a second to move. Sean, I don't know if he was in here earlier when I said it, but yeah, this happens every morning. It's not make 8 or 9 jumps and get a fight. It's make 1 jump, 2 jumps, and I'm in a freighter battle. And then after that, you know, I carry anywhere 50 to 80 group cells. I'm not going to fight for hours. So if it happens every morning, then it's not real. Okay, back to the line. deciding a week later, well, you're not completely satisfied with what you got and having to go farm another 100 million. Okay, I did those two. I'll do this one. I mean, I'm set up for a straight farm, and even for me to get that much money, it would be 6. For me to get that much money, it'd be close to 20 hours. So that's on the screen at once. It is cold and rainy in West Virginia today, so you'll hear, unfortunately, the vehicles are a bit louder. It's usually coal trucks coming down the mountain. Where the roads are wet, their tires are It's not actually a curb, it's called a wake-up strip, I guess. And coal trucks are so heavy you can actually hear them from here, even though the road is about a quarter of a mile that way. Let's see. Okay, this one next, then the one right beside the black hole off to the left. Size of these things is just it's like looking at 3 football fields smashed together. Alright. But yeah, this is what I'm currently working on, trying to figure out why the freighter's locked. But what the deal is with freighters is the same as what you got costing 20 to 30 million more than the exact same freighter of a different color. Just things that don't make any sense. It's not like, you get a 4% shield bonus on a freighter, and you get nothing. It's a flying mirage. So, yeah, the cost difference just does not make sense, especially when you're talking about 2 exact same ships. With, there's nothing there to justify the extra 30 million. I'll follow this path to the left for a bit and see what happens here. Here soon, we're going to have a lot of things that don't make sense explained, and some things are going to be put in place to make the things that don't make sense right now make sense. Like why we have being lazy today. I should be building coils for my vapor, but I'll do it later. I'm going to sort through tons of photos for a video, pick up music, edit everything down. And I don't feel like doing anything but looking at Freyers. Now it's like all I think about is getting that next upgrade at 36 slot. So I figured, every upgrade I'm making probably an 800 to 1,000 light year jump from my class position. At this rate, heading towards the hub will take me about a year. You kind of have to, fight with this to get up, in the position that you want it. There it goes. There's a lot of warp bands, resets, and things like that. It's just kind of part of the deal. I'm impressed with that. They're doing this one. They're just going to all the way out there. Hoping that with the update there will be customization. Hey, what's up, Pimpin? Yeah, I was checking your channel out yesterday. You guys were playing some. I don't know where Boone's at. Maybe later, just to make Boone happy, I'll go do a one fader run on the Corvax systems. More than likely end up with 2 or 3 more freaking Atlas Pass V3s. He loves it like it. It's like just, like a kid at Christmas time. It makes him so happy. Alright, come on, upgrade. My TV's like completely off. It was almost next to nothing. I guess I don't know. I've got the PlayStation camera. I guess it's just sensitive. Here, I'll go ahead and actually just put the TV on mute just in case. There we go. My cat can hold the controller. There we go. Hopefully my headset will be in soon. I can't use my computer headset because it's specifically for graphics cards, so. 25 slots. That's, oh my god. You don't know how many of these 25 slaughters I've seen in the last 3 days. It's like nauseating now. Okay, options menu. Oh, yeah, I'll have to look at that later. Let me see if I can change it. Alright, I don't see anything in the options that would allow me to change game volume. But yeah, this is definitely the style that I want, the bigger freighter. Unfortunately, that is just... yeah, that's not acceptable. I'm not going to drop 5 slots. Oh wait, maybe let me see here. Check for updates, close, upload, download, data history, share. Sharing and broadcast settings. You're gonna have to message me and tell me exactly how I can change that because I don't see the menu. And under sharing and broadcast, there isn't like no option to do anything. Alright, I'm gonna go back and check out the rest of the area around the black hole. determine which one best suited me, and it turned out to be an incredible lengthy project. Oh, no worries, man. I'll look it up. Like I said, I'm not. Actually, let's see here. Oh yeah, I forgot I can't do it here. Turn it down to 20. See if that's better. There we go. Yeah, I was trying to turn it down through the sharing center. Let's see. Alright, back to the black hole. It was under that cloud. Alright, I'm going to keep going through that bottom arm. See what I come up with. This will be the last one, then I'll head to the top. Maybe I'm just unlucky. I don't know. I've not gotten, to where I'd like to be. I guess that's part of this game, is the RNG. And there's another one for sure, but unfortunately the freighter is not good. Ships in this place. Yeah, no grenades in survival is rough, especially if this blasted extreme plans being so crappy as they are. I mean, if you don't have suit upgrades, it's just gonna kill you. My girlfriend, that's basically the problem she's having right now completing the survival is she has no grenades. Survival mode is a thing that I'll be doing. When Diablo came out with the permanent death, just like thanks. I don't want to see hours of work go down the drain because of a momentary lapse of reason. Oh sweet, this one's black and red. It's like mine. must have hit that blue ship before, otherwise it usually doesn't target. It just seems to, like, you know, if you put that much effort into something, you really don't want to give it up. Oh, it's hardcore on the other. Yeah, I've never been a fan of it. I can just imagine having to look at your corpse and be like, well, you know, there's 100+ hours worth of time gone. And it's not like you can really do anything to get it back, it's just gone. So that should be it. Head around the top. And it locked. Son of a bitch. Alright, I'll get this on another try, and then if it locks again, I'm leaving. Well, I mean, can you imagine trying to play permadeath in a multiplayer PvP situation? How terrible that would be. Yeah, we all have it here. My daughter and my youngest daughter and me both have it on our Blizzard accounts, but I don't really play it anymore. I actually think I deleted my Barbarian when Blizzard nerfed the charge barbs. Let's see, I was down here a bit. There we go. I always played PvP servers on WoW since vanilla. It's just, you know, that aspect doesn't bother me, but on something where you have, you know, quite a bit to lose, it just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I guess it's, you know, the thrill of, you know, you could go out there at any point in time and just get killed. Yeah, that's not for me. Open world PvP is one thing. That's a complete other can of worms. Well, in the older games, like some of the first MMOs, like Ultima, if you died on Ultima, somebody could come along and just loot your corpse if you didn't get back to it in time, and then your stuff was theirs now. They could take money and equipment. So, yeah, dying was pretty punishing. I mean, even if they didn't kill you, if they just found you dead, they could come and more satisfying not to have to just continually fight to get stuff. That just gets old. These ships can get the hell away from the freighter. Oh, jeez. Next set. And I can't fire. Nope. Okay, I don't think this one's gonna unlock Furious, so I'm out of here. I mean, in this game, can you imagine on permanent getting to the point where you had your freighter, you had your A-class ships, or S-class ships, you had a base and an inventory, and stepping out onto a planet where it was full of aggressive sentinels and terrible weather, and you're just dead. That would make me insane. Although I gotta say, I can't recall to date seeing anybody in permadeath that's actually made it that far, where they have a really high upgraded freighter and all their ships are A-class and better, and bam, we just walked into another fight. And this one is that horrendous blue. Oh my god, I hate this color. Yeah, dude, that's grind time. I mean, seriously. I would actually quit the game. No, actually what I'd do is I would get Hello Games' address, and I would mail my copy of it back to them. Be like, here, you guys just keep this for me. I'm done. Well, a friend of mine has an interesting story about it. He's a manager at the GameStop in Beckley, where I live. And he said that to date, that No Man's Sky and one other game were the most returned games they've ever sold. But you know, space exploration is just it's a small class of player. It's just not going to be for everyone. You know, it's not Call of Duty and race cars or soccer or sports. So it's going to have a small fan base. don't even necessarily. I don't really know how to put this because this is once again personal opinion. I don't believe that Sean Murray lied. I believe that he had a lot of pressure on him by Sony because selling him to Sony, that's like selling your soul to the damn devil. They pressure every game company that they put their name on to produce more than they're actually able to. But Sean Murray said yes, they'd be multiplayer, yes, they would be, able to get out of ship and mine asteroids and all these other things. The thing is he never said when. He never said, yes, this will, I can't recall him ever saying, this will be available on Game Release. So, maybe he knew that they're not able to do it, and it was basically a lie of omission. So, me personally, I'm not going to be able to get angry about that. Oh yeah, that was the thing. That was a bad time show. That was the thing is, he never really specified. So, I'm not gonna get all up in a flame war or whatever. I'm not gonna be bent about it. It is what it is, and it was released as a space exploration game, and that's what you got. So. Some things, actually most games, take a lot of time. Damn it, this one locked too? Come on. Games take time. They take time to get good. Look how long World of Warcraft ran, until it was actually a very solid game. Look at Diablo, they're still fixing it. And it's been out for several years. It's just the way the industry goes, and people now want instant gratification. They want the game to be fantastic and exactly the way they want it directly off the shelf. That is not realistic. These things take work and time, and it'll get better as it goes. So, joining in with the negativity is guaranteed that you're not going to enjoy the game. I don't remember which one I was on there, but I think it was one of these top ones. Try it again. Oh, instant gratification has become a thing with this day and age. Everybody wants it perfect now. And it doesn't matter if you're talking about electronics or, your vaporizers or whatever. Look how many versions of the same product come out. If you look at the PlayStation, what update are we at on the PlayStation 4 right now? Okay, yeah, looked in the wrong place. That is a super cool looking little freighter. I dig the blue lights and the black. It's awesome. And I'm with people. I understand, man. It stinks having to wait for things that you think that you personally feel should have been in the game from the beginning, but we weren't there during the design process. So nobody really knows for sure. It's all a lot of speculation and guesswork. Oh, thanks, man. I don't really know how much I'm going to be on here. Right now, I've got a great big ship project lined up. I was telling Nexus earlier, I've got about 4 gigabytes of screenshots of different ship styles and I'm going to make a video on that, basically a pictography that's going to go through the different styles of ships. It's just going to take a really long time to sort 4 gigabytes of data out. I look forward to seeing what Hello Games does in the future. I applaud their efforts for wanting to help other small development companies by creating Hello Labs, because that's something that bigger corporations would not give a damn about. They're going to say, set up a laboratory to help out 3D developers. That doesn't make us anything. Why would we do that? I, for one, will be one of the guys that, just because of the gameplay, the style of gameplay it is, it's one of the things that I've wanted for a long time, so I have to say I'm going to stick with it. I do not like the color of this ship. It is horrendous. This is an ugly colored freighter, but hopefully it'll be enough. See if I can get it to one. It's not here. There it is. Me personally, I sympathize with Murray because, normally what I do is make custom knives, and it's a balancing act. You get people that will call you up and say, "Hey, I want this knife made with mammoth tooth, and I want this steel or I want that steel," and they don't really know what they're talking about. So, giving them what they want is not actually, 9 times out of 10, is not actually, not only is it not feasible, it's just a bad idea. Because 6 months down the road, they're going to bring that $600 knife back to you and say, "Hey, this thing's crap." And then I'm going to have to say, "Well, yeah, it's crap because these are the things that you asked for." And Murray, I don't believe, other than his 3D rendering engine projects that he's working on, he's ever been the head of a corporation or a company. It's incredibly hard to run a business. It's just one of those terrible things that I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. I mean, you basically live on a diet of stress and headaches. You're going to have ulcers 5 years into it. Yo, what's up, Boom? Oh, crap. Very bad idea. I didn't mean to shoot the freighters. I'm just probably locked. Damn, why didn't I hit them? Targeting on this game is so weird. Where it does auto target, you should be able to hit a ship and fire right through it and nothing. Because you're not on the target of the game once you do that. Okay, if this doesn't unlock, I'm moving. Usually I fight him 3 or 4 times, but it's incredibly boring to watch the way I do it on the stream. So, and it's locked. Son of a bitch. Alright guys, well give me like 2 minutes to refresh my tea and I'm gonna piss like a racehorse. So I'll be back. Oh, boom, this is the one I use, man. It's a Twisted Messes 30 mil. I'm not crazy about tanks. I swear, if this rain doesn't stop soon, it's going to flood. The creek here is way out of its banks. Last year, we got devastated. We had nothing but rain for about 4 months, and it completely wiped towns off the map. I mean, they're gone. We had about 4,000 made homeless overnight. The New River came out of its banks and just destroyed towns all along through Thurman. Those of you golf fans, I think it was the Open. It was supposed to be held here. It's called the Greenbrier Classic, and it had flooded so badly the owner of the Greenbrier couldn't host. So he set up tents and turned the golf course into a shelter for those that have been displaced and lost their homes. Very cool guy. Okay, I'm going to follow this little line of stars right here above the black hole. Oops, sorry, I blew in the wrong direction. God, my daughter snores loud. Oh, I know, Boone, I feel you, man. It's been doing nothing but rain for 2 weeks. I'm sick of it. This is one of the smaller ones. You know, the crappy thing is, I guarantee you, if I didn't care, I'd go on one of these smaller ships and it'd be an instant upgrade for me. But since I'm being picky because of the cost of these things, I'm never going to get it. Absolute crappage. But we move on. Tiny compared to yours? Yeah. Yeah. I seen your freighter on here, Boone, except it was huge. I passed it several times. It's just always crappy colors. So I'm like, nah, I don't even stop to look. I just keep on trucking. I was telling Pimpin', if you got on, Boone, that I was going to go to the Corvax planets and start looking for Theta just so I'd get another freaking warp, or get another Access V3. My luck, man. It's the old saying, if it wasn't for bad luck, I wouldn't have any luck at all. Yeah, we know what you meant, Boone. It's alright, man, we won't tell nobody. Dude, I've got all kinds of mods. This is a mech. This is Black Raven from Death Wish Mods. This thing was like 270 bucks. My girlfriend got me that one, and she got me the VGod Pro box. It's 2 batteries. I've got a Goon on it, 24mm Goon. That's blue raspberry, tasty stuff. And I have another 28650 over there. Small, 3 sets, so this is the smallest of those. Yeah. Now Boone, he has the same type of freighter that Cobra, or not Cobra, but Iceman has, but Iceman's is bigger than Boone's. Damn, Boone's, everybody's bigger than yours, man. It stinks. Alright, hold on a second. Yeah, that one looks like the Alien. It's pretty cool. It's a nice tank. Hold on a second, guys. I gotta send this Skype message. Hit my girlfriend up every morning, check on her. She lives over there by the New River. And the company that she worked for is called Ace Adventures. They do all kinds of stuff: whitewater rafting, rock climbing, hiking guides, mountain biking. You got whitewater rafting actually on 2 rivers, the New River and the Gauley. The Gauley is class 4 and up. It's rough. Yeah, 2 mil tanks, man. Here, if you're gonna go tank, get you something like this. This one's the not the Omega, but it's the Atlantis Mega by Aspire. The coils rot in it; they're terrible, but it's a bigger tank. I personally don't believe anybody should buy. If you're going to buy pre-built coils, go out and spend $30 or order it from Vapor DNA, Element Vapor. It's called the Smock Baby Big Beast. Really good coils, and it's a decent sized tank. Exactly, Pimpin'. It's not the size that matters. Good Lord. How dare you insinuate such a thing? Boone's freighter is just fine, and you leave him be about it. And another stubby. What's going on, Nexus? Now this one, with these series, you can always tell what size it is. These things come in small, medium, and large, just like Trojans. This, you look at the bottom, it's the pods. You've got 3 sets of 3. That is the smallest. It goes all the way up to 7 sets. That is the biggest. And on the other ship, the other Star Destroyer, like Boone's, they go up to 6 sets. Boone's is the smallest, but his is a nice slot upgrade for him, so that's awesome. It gets the job done, Nexus. It gets the job done. That's all that matters. I tell you, Boone, man, you can't catch a break between Max giving you your new nickname and and the whole freighter size talk. Here, Boone, I'll show you my freighter so everybody can see it live. I've got to actually pull away from the space station. This thing is so freaking just god awful big. Nexus has never seen it either. There you go. It seems like driving down a 4-lane highway. Here, wait, I'll get out and back it up and get a picture so you guys can see this nonsense. This thing is just so big it shouldn't be. My Explorer is big for its size, and compared to my freighter, it's nothing. The fins coming off the side are turrets. This has a max number, which is 36. See, look at that. I'm backed out to the camera web as far as I can, and still my little Explorer is nothing. Yeah, they do kind of look like solar arrays. This thing has some weird writing on it too that I figure I might send it to you next, so I can get a picture of the writing on this thing, because I swear it reminds me of something I read about Leonardo da Vinci's diaries. They were written backwards and upside down. And these look like English letters that have been written backwards and upside down. And then there was another book I read on, what's that called, where you mix up letters of a word? Anyway, Warp Time. But yeah, it's... You may have me in length, man. I will, man. I'll get you a screenshot of. I got the one from my Explorer. I'll get you a screenshot up close and see if you can find out anything about how they figured out the upside down and backwards writing deal. Because that would be interesting to put to the test. I know there's... My girlfriend is good with Photoshop. She might be able to cut them into pieces individually and see if they can move them around. Maybe it's an upside down backwards anagram, something like that. And there's a freighter boom house. Oh shit. Yeah. Nexus Boone's freighter may not be able to hit the bottom of the can, but it will beat the hell out of the suckers. Actually, that's been my biggest disappointment. I find all these massive freighters, and they're like 25 slots, 20 slots. I'm like, what the hell? So yeah, size does not mean storage capacity in any sense. It is just for looks. Looks super cool, crappy storage. You gotta aim for the black holes, Nexus. This conversation is just went directly into the toilet. Look what you did, Boone. Okay, now I forget where I was at. I think I'm gonna warp around the back side. And it looks like we've got one of the big sets. This is a white and red. Look at that thing. That is awesome. But I'm trying to base mine off of the infamous Blackbeard's ship, the Queen Anne's Revenge, so I cannot have a white freighter. It just can't be. Blackbeard would be totally disappointed. Oh god. Nexus, cut it out. Yes, I'm going around the backside of the black hole. God, I didn't even think about that before I said it. I should not have opened my mouth. Lord have mercy. I do not like the other ships in the field. But I guess if they weren't here, it wouldn't be very challenging. Basically just lock on with your laser and fire at will. I don't know who Will is. He's gonna get shot at. Oh, I'm sure it's just... no. You know what? I am not feeding this monster. Oh, no. Yeah, I'm not helping you guys along. You're doing just fine. Hey, maybe this is the spaceship that Randy was kept in the Stick of Truth. Mr. Slade was in there too, that wasn't very nice. Come on. Get off. Pound away with that damn laser. Oh crap, I said it. Keep my mouth shut, I'm not saying anything else. Come on. Wait, is this yellow? And it locked. Son of a bitch, I hate that. Hornet and Gek. Alright. We'll be back. Gotta return to the back side of the black hole. I mean, I just keep going back. I can't help myself. I don't know what it was with those ships, man. They were just pounding away at them damn lasers. It hurts. Poor Boom, man. Every time Cobra or Iceman gets on one of his streams, Boom just dies. This is like, yep, I'm here. Oh, I'm dead. Cobra's like his good, or Iceman's his good luck charm, I think. Come on, get on there. Come on. Damn, I can't hit it. Like I said before, this is like trying to piss in the dark with the seat down. Super, super annoying. Damn, that's a shame to hear, man. I like Cobra. What happened to him? No, 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 no. Oh, shit. Went in the wrong system. That's okay, I'll back up after this. How did Cobra get hurt? Oh, it's hot. We were looking for Ouroboros and we got... Yep, that's Boone's freighter. Oh god, muscle separated from the tendon. That's surgery. That is a bad injury. I'll be right back, guys. I need to change the batteries in my freaking mod. Much better. I should change coils at some point in time too. What the hell happened? Jeez, I lay the controller down, my guy goes walking. But yeah, if he's running the subcast tonight, I'll be on for sure. I would catch yours later, Boone, but you got that weird 2 o'clock schedule. I'm usually asleep. I don't know, I might be up. I'm all jacked up on tea today. No. No. Nope. No. Where the hell is it? There we are. See, the thing about these locks is I can't be 100% for sure what causes them. I know that if you hit the freighter or one of the other freighters that are involved in the fray, they automatically lock and you can't get inside the freighter. But I've hit blue ships before, totally destroyed them, and after the fight I'm able to get in. So this is definitely not what I use. This is Zobarkahami. So this is wrong. Out of here. And like I was telling Sean Sky earlier, I've been in freighter battles where I would redo the battle 20 times and it would lock every time, regardless of what I tried. So I'm pretty sure that's a bug. It's just a hard bug. You know, if it happens when the freighters are loaded, then it just happens. You're not going to get that freighter regardless of what you do. I'm going to kick back. Nexus, anytime you want to stream, I'll listen. Boone is right. You got this. You have a very soothing, calming personality. You're not. I don't know how to describe it well. Maybe this was it. I don't know. I thought it started with it. My sinuses are killing me. You guys are gonna have to forgive me. I have god awful sinus problems, and here in West Virginia, everything is in bloom. Nexus, I can't imagine you getting angry at anything. I can't see that at all. Oh, and what I meant is you didn't, I don't know what I imagined you would look like. I don't know. Kind of like, like one of my old high school English teachers or something. You know, when you hear a person talk and you don't have a face to put to it, you automatically form one in your mind. Yeah, it is, seriously, Boone. I just can't imagine Nexus being loud and angry and obnoxious, like, you know, usually like I am. You know, breaking things, or like back in the day when I used to play World of Warcraft. I threw one of my monitors through the office window in the backside of the house. I was furious. So yeah, that was definitely a thing. You know, when I get angry, I'm not a calm person. I've spazzed out and broke several keyboards. Oh yeah, yeah. Monitor laying in the yard in pieces. See, Boone, this is what your freighter should look like. It does not look like this. Yeah, usually when I get angry, people leave the house. Except my kids, they're used to it. And my girlfriend, because she's a lot like Nexus. She's just a chill girl. She kind of, I don't know, she kind of balances me out. Yeah, it's really good to have her around because she's very settled. I have to say, Nexus, you have a talent for finding those god-awful abominations of nature that just should not be. That's a rare talent, my friend, and people need to know about it. The horrid, disgusting things that you found, it's just things of nightmares. There's a line of stars directly over here to the right. I'm gonna check these out, see where it goes. If I can get it to go in. I mean, get it to go in position, not go in. You know what I meant. Damn it. Okay, it's not gonna do it. It's just like, nope. Come on. Bingo. You know, man, with my problems, I was up at 4 a.m. this morning because nightmares and PTSD makes life rough. I don't leave my house that much because I can be dangerous out in public when I have full-blown panic attacks. I'll hurt people and not mean to just because I'm trying to get away. And, you know, it's no longer a logical reason. I'm just not in control of it. And Bree and the kids, you know, when I'm around Bree, I can actually go places like the vape store and hang out with my buddies up there. You know, go out and have some fast food or something. But normally, no, I don't leave my house just because I can't stand to be around people. I literally can't stand it. So, you know, it's good to have a person that kind of, you know, helps keep you on an even keel. You know, Bree's that person for me. I don't know about you, Boone. You're weird. I could see you just totally flying off the handle. I mean, I could just see it. I can imagine, especially like, you know, that one day when you were trying to get the Axis past V3. I could see something like that just totally triggering you and you going ballistic and breaking a controller. In Nexus, I just can't see that. I don't see that anger there. Like Boone said, it's like watching Bob Ross play video games. It's awesome. Damn. Come on, man. What is up with my luck? And just because Boone is all about Massachusetts, I'm sure he's a big UMass fan. But Boone, here where I live, it's all about WVU and the Mountaineers, buddy. Yeah. Nexus, I had a girlfriend that worked for hospice, and she dealt mostly with cancer patients and terminally ill like Hep C and HIV that, you know, are not going to get back to zero count. So that's a rough job, you know, it's a reality check for sure. I do not envy you your job at all. That's, you know, after my time in service, that's just something I couldn't deal with anymore. Not that. Not ever again. I can see, like I said, I imagine Nexus Boone when I think about him as like a teacher or something. You know, I could hear him being like a college lecturer. I can see Nexus up at the podium, very calm, very composed, his material ready, and then him starting a lecture. I can totally see it. Totally not for me either. Jeez, come on. I don't know what it is. Usually I find like 6 or 7 by now. I think it's on the stream. I've got like Boone's luck. I get on here and I'm not going to find any freighter that I like. So. Yeah, see, I don't lecture. I yell and scream and demand. But, you know, my kids are used to it, so. Oh God, Boone. Yeah, see, man, you're just now at one baby. I had 3 babies at one time. You know, I've got boy-girl twins, and my oldest daughter is now 17. My twins were born. Talk about a reality check. My twins were born at 8:59 on 9/11. I was still in the service. They were born at Keesler Air Force Base in Biloxi, Mississippi. They were born the hour the towers were hit, and we went on red alert. Actually, it's called Delta, but yeah, it was strange to see a disaster of that proportion and then watch your life change so drastically at the same time. Oh, okay, you got a daughter too. And my twins will be 16 this September 11th. And my oldest daughter, she turned 17 in January. She'll be heading off to college at the end of this year. See, look at this, man. Not a single freighter that I want. You know, it's strange. You piss and you moan and you bitch at them and you try to teach them to do the right things and clean the room, and you're just trying to get them prepared for life, because life is uncaring and cold. And you try to beat these lessons into their heads, and they rebel and they fight and they buck up against you. And the entire time you're saying, man, when they go off to college, I'm going to have my own weight room and library. I'm going to put a spa in the house. And when they leave, and it's actually time for them to go, you walk around the house and the house is quiet. And that's the first thing you notice is how quiet things are, and it doesn't feel right. So actually it is difficult. You know, I've had my babies since, well, let's see here, since they was about 4 to myself to raise. You know, I've been a single dad that long. You know, 14 years now. So you just get used to their noises and to them being here. And realize, you know, that my oldest someday very soon won't be. It's strange. Definitely strange. Kids are a strange thing, man. Being a parent is a lot of work. And it can be the most heartbreaking thing in the world, and it can be the most rewarding at the same time. Alright, let's hope I get a ship that I actually like, because I'm getting really tired of this warping. But I would hate to leave. And this is what gets me, is as soon as I leave, I know that I'm going to skip a galaxy where the freighter that I once just set it. And all I had to do was go to it. And that thought absolutely burns in me with everything. Like if I want a specific fighter, and I can't get it to come into a really good A class with really nice even slots, I know as soon as I leave that system, the freighter's gonna, or that fighter is gonna pull in, and I'm gonna miss it. So I'll sit there for days. Yeah, it was like yours. I see a lot of the powder blues and the peach, the pastel colors on freighters, and I just, I can't buy one like that because that's just not me. I would much rather have something neutral than a pastel colored ship. Alright, I'm going to start going above the black hole now and see what I can get. I've got four systems lined up here, and then I've got a system that forms a box above them. See, Boone, you do have one advantage on me, is you have warp theta, and I don't. Well, Nexus, it takes money and patience. Yours it's still one of the smaller ones, Boom, but it was a big slot upgrade. It was like 24, 26 slots. It was nice. Oh, cool. Look at the colors of the station. Red and black is funky looking. I dig it. I think it's part of the OCD, Nexus, is I can't stand the thought that I'm going to miss out on something that I wanted just because I got impatient and left the system. And once you leave, you're not going back. You tell yourself, okay, I'm going to set a waypoint, and I've done this 1,000 times. Set the waypoint and never go back. So the waypoint is so far away, it's no longer feasible to warp to it. That's another thing. I'm very patient, but I had to raise 3 children by myself, so I learned to be patient. I was in the military, in Special Operations Command, so I learned to be patient. But that's another thing my girlfriend has way over me, is she's an incredibly patient woman. If she wants something, she'll hammer at it until she has it. Actually, Nexus, if you think about No Man's Sky, even going backwards can be going forwards. There really is no backwards. Oh, everybody on the forward is red. Oh, look at this one. This one's red. And it's 5. I'm going to fight it just to see. No. See, that's another flaw of that. My major flaw is if I want something, I will not settle. I think that they will have people at E3 in 5 days. They're going to be there because they were there last year. They just didn't make any announcements. They thought better of it. Now they realize that people have had time to calm down a bit. I think they're going to make some announcement at E3 here coming up on the 13th. Which, for everybody that doesn't follow, that's 5 days. And you can watch E3 on your PlayStation, on your Xbox, on your computer. The events will be streamed live. Much like Boone when he takes a shower and he leaves the window open. Terrible sight, by the way. You guys don't want to see it. If you would want to see it, though, there's some bushes there by his bathroom window that you can hide behind. It's perfect. Nexus told me all about it. Boone, I think a lot of the resentment and anger is going to be directed at Murray, so Murray's not going to be there. It would be a really bad idea. If Murray shows up, it's going to be nothing but Murray bashing. You're not going to get any kind of, actual positive response out of the crowd there. So hopefully they have the good sense to keep Murray away from it, and hopefully they have the good sense not to announce they're working on a new game at this point. That would be devastating. I think that they're smart enough at this point. What they're going to do is put a good foot forward for No Man's Sky. And I'm not going to go ahead and say that they're going to just come out and say, hey, bam, E3. Today we're releasing the biggest update in the history of No Man's Sky. I'm not going to go out and say something like that because I don't think they will. But we'll definitely get some news. Oh, Nexus, there's a conversation. We can always talk. Boone's freighter and wormholes. Oh yeah, the next update, I guarantee, I'm almost positive, I'd be willing to put money on it, is going to be a huge update. Gigabytes. I'm actually here in about 5 or so. I'm going to go ahead and hop on here. And, I'll be playing, but I'm not going to keep streaming because this is working back. Oh, shit. But that's terrible, man. Yeah, this warping back and stuff. When I'm ready to go explore the Korvax systems, I'll go ahead and stream again, which will probably be sometime tomorrow, but no, actually tomorrow I've got to work on the video. So maybe Sunday. But right now, just a few more minutes. I mean, this is incredibly boring crap. I mean, it's good to know that you can do it and you can actually have a say in what kind of ship that you get, but nobody wants to see it for 4 hours. Oh, I have a video out on this, on how to, procure your freighter. Okay, I was going in the box order. Oh, I picked the wrong one, damn. But yeah, I already have a video that's up on this. I think people just like listening to other people talk about the game while they go about their daily chores. And it's a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. Blue and 5, so that would be a medium. No, thank you. I gotta have it large. Good God in heaven. See, I need to watch what I say. I'm just feeding you guys. I like the big ones. Well, when I go, like I said, I will do a video on how to get the Atlas Pass the guaranteed way, and then how to get it if you don't feel like taking a chance because I did not get my V3 until almost the end of the little polo line, doing all the accomplishments. Funny thing is that I've gotten 7 of them since then, just by going to Korvax Systems. Thing is you got to farm a lot of platinum. You know, you need about I don't know, 750 platinum to go and actually do it successfully, because you've got to jump from system to system. And I know Boone, since Boone doesn't have the patience, he's never going to get it. Damn, come on. Cut me a break. You guys are like, I don't know. This is not going good. I am so sorry. You know, I keep getting these blasted small freighters, and I'm just not spending that kind of money on one. You know, to work up to 50 million, it doesn't take me long. It's about maybe 8 hours. Yeah, probably less. Hey, what's up, Chris? But still, I mean, you know, 50 million may not be a whole lot of money, but it's still a lot of farming. And I'm just not willing to drop the money on something I'm not going to be happy with. You know, because I'm the one that's going to look at that thing every time I need to use it. So it's going to be something I like, or I'm just not going to do it. Let's see here. Okay, that was star 3. Now we go to the top, middle. Yeah, Boone, I don't know why you don't stream at night. I mean, your baby should be asleep, so that, you know, that'd be probably a good time, like 9 o'clock or so. And there's not, you know, there's not really a lot of No Man's Sky streamers on at that point in time. Actually, between the 7 p.m. to like 11 p.m., there's practically nobody there. Oh my God, come on. This is a medium of yours. Count the pods on the sides. 1, 2, 3, 4 sets. So it's the medium. But yeah, it would be great to have a streamer, an interactive streamer, be on between 7 and, you know, whenever. Pull the late night shift. I'm vicious. Vicious. Nah, that's a good kitty. Don't lick me. Right up. That's okay. That's my cat, Vicious. She's hateful and she hates other animals, and well, except for my daughter's puppy, and yeah, she's vicious. And she's overly fond of me for some reason. Yeah, see, that would be a good time, Nexus, to get on. I like your morning stream, because morning is another one that's morning is a slot that isn't filled in the evenings. Yeah, it's difficult to stay on, you know, stay the course pimping when you're in here with Nexus and Boone. If Iceman was in here, it'd just be 10 times worse. Lord of mercy. But yeah, reaching out with, I mean, Nexus, if you want to get on around then, that'd be great. I would definitely catch a, you know, an evening stream. Even I know you do the morning. Well, right now Mike Games gets on, but he is not, you know, solid on No Man's Sky. He plays a lot of different stuff. To have a No Man's Sky stream in the evenings would be good. And we also have Max. He gets on usually in the mornings, but it's more like, you know, instead of the early AM, he's like 9 or so, 9 to 10. Okay, where's that box at? It was over here. Okay, yeah, I did that one. This one and the bottom one, and that'll be it for that little system. If we could get everybody together, I'd be down. Like I said, I'm usually up around 5 a.m., so as long as I don't really have anything going on, I mean, the Saturdays would be difficult because no offense to you. Oh, sweet. I'd take red. Oh, it's got that damn blue. I'll still fight. There he is. Yeah, Iceman's schedule is just hell. You know, he's working 12-hour shifts, and in the morning he has very little time. So, but I think 3 people would actually make it to the show. You know, 3 commenters. When you have too many, people tend to walk over each other, and it can get kind of aggro. So. Nexus, if you want to go ahead and add me to your PlayStation, it's a Doomtooth X. That way, you know, if you like it, you can play notifications. Or you can hop in on one of mine, well. Once I get my mic set up, the sound will be much better. I'm not crazy about using the PlayStation as an area mic. But for now, it is what it is. Hopefully, sometime this week, I can count on my new headset coming in. I mean, the PlayStation camera is fine. It's definitely worth the $50, but it's an area mic, and my house has hardwood floors, so it picks up every sound, and you got a lot of reverberation. So it's not ideal. Yeah, for those of you guys that want it, I'll go ahead and put my PS network name on. See, these are the shots that I hate. It forces you to fire into the freighter to actually pick one up. But if you take it and miss, you hit the freighter, you've got a lock. Or you've got 7 ships flying directly in your target area, you've got a lock. So it makes these fights messy. You really have to wait until you have a pretty long shot. Usually, I just need to get my charging directly at the ship and force it to change direction. That way it can get a shot on you. Yeah, I don't think, I can't remember if it's the HyperX I ordered or not. What I want is the headset that I got my daughter, is the Razer Kraken 7.1 Pro, but that's not going to happen. And we get a lock. See, this, I don't get it. You know, these, why is it locking me out as much as it is? You know, for the most part, I am a big Bethesda fan. I love the Fallout series, my favorite being New Vegas and Fallout 3. You know, I've got about 400 hours of the games. Rig lash. Okay, I'll try it again. Yeah, my dad likes the Turtle Beach headsets, but to be quite honest, I just do not feel that they're worth the $200. You know, I gave $149 for the Kraken headset, and it's nice, but I didn't feel that it was worth that for the quality, the voice quality. Sound is great on. Now, if I ever had, you know, about $350 laying around, me personally, I would get the Razer Manowar. I don't think I'm going to do Starfields, and I don't think that I'm going to do, I'm actually positive that I'm not going to go ahead and do Elite Dangerous. Those games are just not for me. Hold on a second, my girlfriend shot me what I think. Yep. The sandbox, it's just almost impossible to pull off correctly. Years worth of work to give your your players enough tools to be able to not just survive, but to play efficiently, to build things that are functional, and beautiful, and warlike, and devastating at the same time, to have all of this in their toolbox to be able to use, and to have limits and rules and regulation as to how the mechanics of the game functions. So it's not like, you know, Age of Conan is right now, where you can just go utterly destroy somebody's, you know, fortress that they've spent hours building. That to me is a fail. So when somebody says sandbox, I automatically just kind of say no. I agree. I did not realize you were listening. Just ignore Boone Breed. He's a dirty person. Nexus just eggs him on. That's the thing, is Elite dangerous because of the way the world functions. They've left the game wide open for some hardcore troll players and griefers, and that's just not me. You know, I had enough of that when I played World War II, and I don't want to. Yeah. Well, you know what space combat is. They tried to kind of take a page out of fellow games by adding in the trading and such, but for me personally, being able to get out of your ship and walk around the planet makes the game. Your ship being an extension of your character makes the game shit good with your ships. Just having it be just the ship that's just a major move. You know, once again, that's almost going the Call of Duty route, and I'm not interested. The entire reason I got into No Man's Sky is because there was a game on the Nintendo that I absolutely love. It's called Blast Force. You had this little dude, and he was in a tank for the most part. But at other points in time, you could get out of the tank and walk around, and the tank was just part of your character. And I absolutely loved that concept. The game being twofold, you being, you know, the little dude gets out, goes in a dungeon, shoots up bad monsters. Then there was the part of the game where it was just you going to, you know, different areas in your tank. Okay, sweet, done one. I like the game because it's multifaceted. You know, it's just not one-sided. Hey, Cobra starts his vacation today. Alright guys, let's see if this is an upgrade. More than likely a 25 slot, which just really chaps my ass, and this will be the last one for today. I'm going to continue looking, of course, but I'm not going to do it on stream. Alright, Mr. These guys are always difficult to talk to. Oh, not Cobra, man. I meant Iceman. Yeah, it really chaps my ass. 30 slot. Look, mine is 4 slots more than this thing, and this thing still costs 3 million more than mine. Yeah, Iceman starts I think he said 11-day vacation. So yeah, that's definitely pretty good. So yeah, look, mine is 34 slots, And this thing has $3.5 million value more with 4 less. It's a time sink and yeah, a unit sink. It really is, because the current state right now, like I said, they basically function as flying garages. They're not useful in trade. Um, you can't warp system to system with them, so they're not useful in space flight. The thing is that I'm going to have the one that I want. Period. I've done set my mind to this, so. Well, that's the thing with ships. The ships are meant to be, unit sinks, and your upgrades, as iffy as they are, and as much as I dislike the upgrade system, the way it's just completely random, they're your nanite sink. So, and yes, if you guys are all wondering, I named my explorer after Moradin from World of Warcraft, the Dwarf King. I actually had to ask my girlfriend because I could not remember his blasted name to save my life. Okay, checked all that place out, so we're past the square. Okay, where is it? There's the square that I was in. So let's go up to the next hole, and we're going to dig around this hole for a little while. Oh my god. Yeah, there it is. I know, Boone. You've got some comment about that. I'm not liking the way the stars are set up on it. It's kind of a... Let's go down from the top over here. Alright, one last one. I can't tell you how long I've spent farming. It's got to be hitting the 100+ hour mark. Bam, another big one right off the bat. This one's got kind of a rust in it. Strange. You missed all 3 of them. Nice. This guy's squirmy. Alright, man, you can take care of your baby. We'll talk to you later at some point today, I'm sure. And that's it. Well, let's see, Nexus, that's the entire point of why I do this, is because I have spent so much work and effort farming credits. So much work and effort jumping from system to system. Now, if I did all of that only to not get something that I wanted, I couldn't play this game. It would just, for me, it would be unplayable. I don't mind putting the hours of work in, but I don't like putting hours of work in to get nothing but punishment. And I would not play any game that was like that. These fights. So redundant. I'll tell you though, some of the bigger ones, when you're on a six-planet system, they get almost impossible to get clean shots because of the sheer number of blue ships that join in the fight. I've seen as many as 20 in one system. You just can't get it from the shop. Yeah. But the bad thing about my specific item is that it's a rather large one that happens to randomly spawn. Well, I get away from the freighter. So, it kind of reminds me of, vanity pets and mounts on World of Warcraft. Were they necessary? Absolutely. You got your regular mounts and flying mount quests. You did not need to go spend hours upon hours farming gold for, or hunting down these elite world spawns that had cooldown timers on their spawn. But my God, they were free. And if you're, once again, there's that work ethic. If you're going to work, there should be reward. I think this is the last one of this bucket. Yeah. Alrighty, this is a great big yellow ship. Or a freighter. And it locked. Damn it to hell. And yeah, with this game, it's... Actually, having a freighter is a great thing if you, if you're wanting to do some things like, and once you get in the base building, and if you're wanting to do things like having multiple farms where you want to make large amounts of units at a time. It's a great thing for people that, like me, that want to have multiple ships to fly around in, just to have multiple setups. Maybe I don't want to use the Emperor Knife Accelerator all the time. Maybe I want to try a different weapon setup. There's definite reasons to have them. And that's why I was one of the guys that encouraged Boone to buy the one that he did, because they are useful. You could definitely do some building on freighters. They are interesting things. If you really want to do, like I showed my girl when she started playing, if you want to get into ships, you're going to have to get into farming. There's just no ifs, and, or buts about it. Farming emerald, gold, you're just never going to acquire the units you need to get up to the big ships. It will not happen. Unless you happen to want to spend weeks farming that way. The best thing I can do to you is to complete all of your farmer quests and then complete all of your scientist quests. Build a cuboid room space 6x6, 6 length, 6 in width. And then put your plants in there, whatever you decide to grow. When you start this, iron and thamium is about all you're going to need to farm, and zinc. Zinc you can buy at the space stations. So it's not really that hard of a setup. 15 minutes out shooting meteors and you're done. 5 minutes on the space station and you're done there. And then another 5 minutes in any cave and you're done there. Then you just start. And you wait. Depending on your product, Yeah, the Rigogen and Condensium, they're they're annoying. They can be. I got lucky and got to a planet where I was running into groups of 4 and 5 at a time, so I got it done quick. But farming is definitely a thing, man. You know, it's a necessary evil. Oh man. See, permadeath is just not a play style for me. I'm gonna give this a battle another shot, guys, and then heading out to do this solo. Yeah, permadeath. The idea that I lose something like that makes me insanely mad. So I don't think I can control my temper well enough to even risk it. Oh yeah, that's right. Building to save will respond. Last. Oh, 3. Going down. 77. Inside the freighter. Gotta love it. Not gonna risk it. Here will be set 7. Stays out of compass. Alright, check it out. and it's locked, so it's not going to unlock. Alright guys, I appreciate you all stopping by. Nexus Pimpin'. You guys have a good one. Maybe Sunday I'll get back on and I'll show how I go about getting the Atlas Pass, because I guarantee you I'm not going to get the Warp Theta. So maybe we'll go and do that on the next stream. Nexus, Pimpin', try exiting the game completely instead of just reloading, man. Like, you know, go out of the game and completely shut the game down, then start it up again. Yeah, it was really good, guys. Thanks a lot for joining me. When I figure out more about why these ships lock, if I can get a solid answer, you know, I'll be sure to do a video on it. But right now, I have no idea why some ships are hard locked and some aren't. You know, as we've seen today, some of them you do the battle clean and it lets you in just fine. And some of them you do, it doesn't matter how many times you do the fight, you're going to get this every time. This is going to be the end result. So if I figure anything out on these hard locks, I will definitely let you guys know. But for now, you guys take care. See y'all later.